to bring in the synergy and cooperation between INEC National Population Commission and NIMSI, as you have definitely indicated. And what I will request is, let me have an executive summary of your own management's approach to having that synergy and cooperation, and we will request same from the National Population Commission, while we request the intervention of our colleague who is chairing the Senate Committee on INEC to also get there, so that at least we should be able to provide, break the ice and provide that platform on which we should start up that discussion and project of becoming or bringing those three organizations into synergy with one another. It does not mean one will subsume the other or one will consume the other. Definitely each has its own statutory duty, but you will agree with me the cost of data capturing, storage, and sharing will definitely be seriously streamlined as far as those three organizations are concerned. So here it is not a question, like I said, some of them are just comments and suggestions. Number two, one notices the releases, the provision and the releases 2012-2013. And yet, like my colleague has indicated, and you have said even times and times again, about 12 million Nigerians have been registered into the net. You have their data, but only about 1 million cards have been printed. And I heard you also, you said you have about 4 million cards that you have in your stock which are not printed yet. And your target for the next year and the year after to project to have about 7 million by the end maybe of the year, and then 14 by the next. They are good targets, but truly one dreams and goes back in time. The releases of those 2012, 2013, that if you pick 1 year releases of those times, outstrip or doubles or even triples some of the releases you are now beginning to have with the paucity of funds. And yet, look at the small number of the cards that have been issued to Nigerians. Question simply is, did your current management think we have gotten value for money for those releases, particularly in those areas? If the question is no, what do you think went wrong? And definitely that is part of the oversight function of this committee, to see how, if the commission has been shortchanged, if our country has been shortchanged one way or another, identify those areas and definitely apply sanctions and methods that you can possibly recoup part of what government has lost unnecessarily to that. But definitely, if you look at part of what you have given us in perspective, in retrospect, one sees that the releases are colossal compared to the outcome of what we have in that direction. You have I don't know whether to that effect, have you had any audit management report before your coming or after your coming? And if you have, I think the committee will also require to share from your experiences of those audit management report to that area. Paucity of funds, even if without the recession